These are the only signs left before Jesus Christ could officially return to pick the true church. But before we continue, allow me to explain the phrase Jesus is coming soon. The soon in this case does not mean Jesus will come today, tomorrow, next year, or even in 100 years. Jesus himself said, "No one knows when he will return, not even the angels of the Lord." Now let's dive into the signs right away. 1. Global political turmoil and wars. Increased conflicts and wars around the world are seen as fulfilling prophecies about wars and rumors of wars. Matthew 24:6. Indeed, global conflicts and wars continue to shape our world. While the absolute number of war deaths has declined since 1946, entrenched conflicts persist, and violence remains a concern. Regions like the Middle East, Africa, and Europe have experienced recent increases in conflict-related fatalities, underscoring the uncertainty of future trends. As we navigate these challenging times, it's essential to seek peaceful solutions and promote understanding among nations. 2. Certainly, natural disasters have long captured human attention and often evoke profound responses. In the context of biblical prophecies, passages like Matthew 24:7 and Luke 21:11 indeed allude to such events. Let's explore these verses. Matthew 24:7. For nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there will be famines and earthquakes in various places. This verse speaks of a time when nations and kingdoms will be in conflict, accompanied by famines and earthquakes. The mention of earthquakes underscores their significance as signs of the times. Luke 21:11. There will be great earthquakes, and in various places famines and pestilences, and there will be terrors and great signs from heaven. Here, Luke emphasizes not only earthquakes and famines, but also pestilences, diseases, and celestial signs. These events are seen as indicators of significant shifts in the world. While interpreting these passages, it's essential to recognize that biblical prophecies often carry metaphorical and spiritual meanings. Whether one views natural disasters as literal fulfillments or symbolic representations, they serve as reminders of our vulnerability and the need for compassion, preparedness, and unity in times of crisis. 3. Moral decline. A widespread departure from moral standards and an increase in wickedness are often cited, referencing passages like 2 Timothy 3:1-5. Provides insight into moral decline and societal challenges. But understand this, that in the last days there will come times of difficulty. For people will be lovers of self, lovers of money, proud, arrogant, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, unholy, heartless, unappeasable, slanderous, without self-control, brutal, not loving good, treacherous, reckless, swollen with conceit, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, having the appearance of godliness but denying its power. This passage highlights a range of negative traits and behaviors that may characterize a morally declining society. It emphasizes self-centeredness, materialism, lack of gratitude, and a departure from godly principles. As we navigate these challenges, promoting empathy, compassion, and ethical values remains crucial. 4. Persecution of Christians. The persecution and martyrdom of Christians, as mentioned in Matthew 24:9-10, is considered a sign. Then they will deliver you up to tribulation and put you to death, and you will be hated by all nations for my name's sake. And then many will fall away and betray one another and hate one another. This passage speaks of a time when followers of Christ will face persecution, even to the point of martyrdom. It underscores the challenges and hostility that believers may encounter due to their faith. Throughout history, Christians have indeed faced persecution in various forms, from the early Roman Empire to more recent contexts. As we reflect on these words, it's essential to recognize the courage and resilience of those who remain steadfast in their faith despite adversity. May we continue to advocate for religious freedom and stand in solidarity with those who suffer persecution. 5. Spread of the gospel. The belief that the gospel will be preached to all nations before the end comes, as stated in Matthew 24:14. And this gospel of the kingdom will be proclaimed throughout the whole world as a testimony to all nations, and then the end will come. This verse highlights the expectation that the message of the kingdom, the gospel, will be shared with people from all nations. It serves as both a mission and a sign, emphasizing the global reach of God's redemptive plan. Let's delve into a deeper explanation of the 10 Bible verses that can bring comfort and strength. 1. Matthew 5:4. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. This verse is part of the Beatitudes, where Jesus speaks about the blessings that come to those who experience certain challenges. It assures those who are grieving that they will receive divine comfort. 2. Matthew 11:28. Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Jesus invites those who are weary and burdened to find rest in him. This verse is a promise of relief and peace when we bring our troubles to Christ. 2 Corinthians 1:3-4. Blessed be the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Father of mercies and God of all comfort, who comforts us in all our affliction. Paul highlights God's nature as a source of mercy and comfort. He comforts us so we can comfort others in their troubles with the same comfort we received from God. 4. John 14:27. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. Not as the world gives do I give to you. Let not your hearts be troubled, neither let them be afraid. Before his crucifixion, Jesus assures his disciples of the peace he leaves with them, a peace that is not dependent on worldly circumstances, but is a gift from Christ himself. 5. Isaiah 41:10. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, I will help you, I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. God speaks to his people, encouraging them not to fear because he is with them. He promises his support, strength, and upholding presence. 6. Psalm 23:4. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. David expresses his trust in God's protection and guidance, even in the most dangerous and dark times, symbolized by the valley of the shadow of death. 7. Psalm 34:18. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit. This verse reassures us that God is close to those who are heartbroken and saves those who are feeling utterly defeated or crushed. 8. Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make straight your paths. We are advised to trust in God wholeheartedly and not rely solely on our own wisdom. Acknowledging God in all we do will lead to a life that is directed and blessed by him. 9. Revelation 21:4. He will wipe away every tear from their eyes, and death shall be no more. Neither shall there be mourning, nor crying, nor pain any more, for the former things have passed away. This verse offers a vision of the future in God's presence, where all suffering and sorrow will be removed, and God himself will comfort his people. 10. Psalm 18:2. The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my God, my rock in whom I take refuge, my shield, and the horn of my salvation, my stronghold. David describes God as his protector and the strong foundation of his life. He finds safety and deliverance in God's power and presence. These verses provide a deeper insight into the comfort and strength that can be found in the Scriptures during difficult times. They remind us of God's presence, his promises, and the hope we have in him.